To make the presentation to our fifth inductee, would you please welcome four-time Olympian, NBL and Boomers great, Phil Smythe. Our next athlete has written himself into the record books.
One of Australia's most successful wheelchair basketballers, Troy Sachs's career spanned 5 Paralympic Games and multiple international and domestic league titles. Born without a right tibia, which at the age of 2 led to an amputation below the knee, Troy set out to prove how able-bodied he was. With the determination and irrepressible spirit that would become his trademark, he pursued his sporting passions as any child would. In his teens, he embraced wheelchair basketball, a game that demands skill, speed, and aggression. Just 2 years after taking up the sport, he made his debut for the national team, the Rollers, and represented Australia at the 1992 Barcelona Games. Sachs's performances hit a career high at the 1996 Paralympics in Atlanta, when he was rated the most dominant player in the sport. He powered Australia to their first Paralympic wheelchair basketball victory, shooting a world record 42 points in the gold medal match against Great Britain. This Paralympic success led him to the US, where he starred with the Dallas Wheelchair Mavericks in 3 successive NWBA titles, and being named part of the USA All-Star 5 in 98 and 99. Sachs was named captain of the Rollers for Sydney in 2000, and again in Athens in 2004, leading the team to silver. At his final Paralympic Games in 2008 at Beijing, he secured his 2nd gold medal.
Well played, Sachs! Well played, Sachs!
Globally, Sachs's career saw him play for several international clubs in Germany, Italy, Spain, Turkey and the US, while still dominating in the domestic league as MVP from 1998 to 2001. He has written himself into the history books as one of the most dominant players of his era. And now, Troy Sachs, OAM, becomes the first wheelchair basketballer to be inducted into the Sport Australia Hall of Fame.
Please welcome one of the absolute greats from wheelchair basketball, Troy Sachs. Congratulations to Troy, the first wheelchair basketball representative into the Sport Australia Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Troy. You retired a 2-time Paralympic champion. Not bad for a boy from Bulli who didn't particularly like school.
No, school definitely wasn't my favourite. I had a science teacher that used to ask me in Year 10, every day when I went to science, he said, do you want to stay in class or do you want to sit outside? And he usually gave me the key to the gym and I used to go and practice and shoot baskets. So here I am now.
You are renowned for your work ethic. Is it something that you were born with, or is it something that somebody instilled in you or that you developed over time?
I was fortunate enough to have a mum and dad that worked seriously hard in raising us and instilling us that I think hard work is the way to make your way in the world. A little motto of mine was work hard, play easy. And I think also for me too was out of fear of losing. I thought if I was always working hard and training harder and pushing more weights and shooting more baskets, that whenever I did get on the court against somebody, and mainly Patrick Anderson, who was one of the nemesis, that I could have a crack at him and we could go to battle.
You went on to do amazing things, not just at the Paralympic Games, trailblazing, going off to US college on a scholarship, and then moving into a professional contract. What an amazing experience for a wheelchair basketballer.
Yeah, it was interesting because I was talking to Rob Digasella today, and he gave me the call to say, you're being inducted. And when I first got the call from the American college, I actually hung up on the guy who called because I didn't think that anyone would be really interested in a little boy from Bulli. And went over there and did some study, but again, it was basketball that had my heart, and it was my way out of everything to just to play, and obviously playing on the big stage. An athlete always wants to higher, faster, stronger, and that's where it ended really.
Deeks would have rung you back if you had hung up on him.
I didn't want to. He asked me if I wanted to run a marathon.
He's always recruiting, Deeks. You described yourself as the most boring roommate on tour. Please explain that.
Yeah, well, usually when you go to a games, there's a lot of things to do. You know, the food hall, the freebies, the pool, the games. But for me, it was eat, sleep, and the proverbial of preparing for basketball. And when I wasn't training on the court, I was recovering, ice baths, eating right, watching video, just preparing myself for the next time I went to battle. So yeah, I do have one of my original teammates here. So he's still with me. Everyone else has sort of gone away, but Timmy's still around. So.
Well, it sounds like professional to me. Certainly not boring. Congratulations on an amazing career. And also being inducted into the Sport Australia Hall of Fame. Troy Sachs, well done.